You ever meet someone amazing and the moment things start getting real, something in you just shuts down? You start noticing everything wrong with them. You feel trapped. You need space. You convince yourself you don't actually like them that much. But then the second they back off, you want them again. If that sounds familiar, you don't have a commitment problem. You don't hate relationships. You have avoidant attachment. And today we're going to go deep on exactly why your nervous system does this and how to stop it. Welcome back. I am Jay, the healer, and this is part 3 of my attachment series. If you caught episodes 1 and 2, you already know your style. You got tools for anxious attachment, and today is for the avoidance. Now, I want to be real with you before we start. Avoidant people don't always know they're avoidant. You probably think you just have high standards, or you value independence, or you haven't found the right person yet. And some of that might be true, but the pattern keeps repeating. If you keep getting close and then pulling back, that's not a preference, that's a wound, and we're healing it today. Here's what most people get wrong about avoidant attachment. They think it means you don't want love. That is not true. Avoidant attachment means you want connection just as much as anyone else, but your nervous system learned that somewhere along the way that needing people is dangerous. Maybe your parents were emotionally unavailable. They were physically there but checked out. Maybe you were told to toughen up when you cried. Maybe you were the responsible one in the family and showing vulnerability felt weak. Or maybe you went through loss or betrayal at a young age and your brain made a decision. Never again. I am not letting anyone get close enough to hurt me like that. So you build these walls. You become fiercely self-sufficient. And honestly, that served you for a while. You survived. But now those same walls are keeping out the exact thing you want. Here's what avoidant attachment looks like in real life. You get excited about someone new, but the moment they start wanting something serious, you see nothing but red flags. You need a lot of alone time, and a normal relationship schedule feels smothering. Deep emotional conversations make you uncomfortable. You're fine with the physical connection, but the emotional intimacy, that's where you shut down. You ghost or you just go quiet instead of saying you need space. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you've decided you're just not built for relationships. Here's the hard truth. That's not a personality trait. That's a defense mechanism. So how do we actually heal this? Let me give you a real roadmap. Step 1, catch the deactivation in real time. Avoidant attachment has a specific move it makes. I call it the deactivation. The moment someone gets too close, your nervous system activates an escape plan. You start mentally listing their flaws. Everything that was cute about them is now annoying. You feel trapped. You start looking for an exit. The first job is just to notice when this is happening. Start keeping a log. When do you pull away? Is it after a deep conversation? When they say, I love you? After spending a few days together? Write it down. I felt the urge to pull away when, and then fill in the blank. You can't change a pattern you haven't named yet. Step 2, sit with the discomfort instead of running from it. When that flight response kicks in, your instinct is to create distance. Don't, not yet. Just sit with it. Breathe through it. Say this out loud if you need to. This feeling of being trapped isn't real danger. It's my old wound talking. I can be close to someone and still be myself. Vulnerability is not weakness. The discomfort will pass, and every time you stay instead of running, you're literally rewiring your nervous system to handle intimacy. You're building a new tolerance for closeness. Step 3, practice being seen in small dosage. Ask for support with something minor. I had a rough day. Can we just hang out and watch something? I'm nervous about this. I don't usually say that, but I want to be honest. I appreciate your patience with me. These little moments of vulnerability don't make you weak. They build trust. And they prove to your own nervous system that being seen doesn't have to end in abandonment. Step 4, learn to communicate instead of disappear. Here's where most avoidants lose people. You go quiet, you ghost, you create distance without explaining why. Not because you're mean, but because you don't know how to say, I need space without feeling guilty about it. But disappearing destroys trust. Honest communication builds it. So try this instead. I need a little time to recharge. It's not about you, it's just how I process. Can we reconnect tomorrow? Or I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by how fast things are moving. I'm not going anywhere, I just need to adjust. A secure partner will respect that. And if they can't, that tells you something important about them. Step 5, challenge the story that you don't need anyone. You've been telling yourself for years that you are fine on your own. And yeah, you are capable, but capable is different from whole. Humans are literally wired for connection. Not needing people is not strength. It's just a more convincing survival strategy. Ask yourself honestly, what am I actually afraid will happen if I let someone in? Because the truth is usually one of two things. You're afraid of being abandoned, or you're afraid of disappearing into someone else and losing yourself. Both of those fears make sense, but staying isolated guarantees the exact loneliness that you're protecting yourself from. Step 6, reframe what a real relationship actually looks like. A lot of avoidants reject commitment because they picture it as a trap. No freedom, no individuality, just obligation. But that's not what a healthy relationship is. A healthy relationship gives you space to still be yourself. You can have your own friends, your own interests, your own time. You can be fully committed to someone and still be a whole individual. Commitment isn't a cage. It's a choice that you have to make every day. And it's made between two people who both keep their sense of self. Step 7, be intentional about who you choose. I cannot stress that enough. If you keep choosing anxious partners, their constant reassurance is going to trigger your avoidance every single time. It's not your fault. It's just a mismatch that makes your wound louder. Look for someone who is secure or actively doing their own healing. Someone who gives you space without making you feel guilty for needing it, but who also calls instead of letting you hide forever. Look, healing avoidant attachment isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every morning, write down one small way you can show up with more openness today. Maybe it's sharing something real. Maybe it's initiating plans. Maybe it's just staying present on your phone during a conversation instead of mentally checking out. When you feel the pull to disappear, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually overwhelmed right now? Or is my wound being triggered? If it's the wound, then stay, breathe, remind yourself that you are safe. Connection doesn't mean losing who you are. Here's the most important practice of all. Let someone see the real you. Not the polished, I have everything together version. The one who's scared, the one who's healing, the one who doesn't always have the answers. That's where real intimacy actually lives. Not in the highlight reel, in the raw stuff that you deal with. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is going to feel uncomfortable. Your nervous system is going to tell you to run. It's gonna make every reason to stay feel like a threat. But on the other side of the discomfort is the kind of love you've been keeping yourself from. That's the real cost of avoidant attachment. Not that you're alone, it's that you're standing right at the edge of something real and walking away every time. You've just finished the full attachment series. You know your style, you have the tools. Now the question is whether you're going to actually use them. I want you to drop a comment and tell me, what's the one wall that you are ready to start breaking down? I read every single one. And if this series helped you, subscribe, because we're going even deeper into relationship healing. If you have someone in your life that keeps everyone at a distance, send them this video. It might be exactly what they need to see. You're not broken. You're just protecting yourself with a strategy that has an expiration date. And that date is today. I am Jay the Healer, and let's heal together.